Hello everyone, Ron P here. I want to talk a little bit about Monster Hunter Ultimate 4. This game came out earlier in the week. It looks incredible. I've played every Monster Hunter since the first one. 10 years I've been fucking with this series. But I won't be playing 4. And I'll tell you why. My history with Nintendo begins with the NES. This system was the shit. It brought the game industry back from the brink of bankruptcy and obscurity. After the crash that Atari brought about, this came out and it just kicked everybody right in the nuts. And I think it was every fucking house, especially mine. People would come and congregate and group up in my house and we would play all fucking day. I got fat and shit. I didn't play sports. I was like, fuck you, sports. I can play sports with my thumb. My 2 fucking index fingers. So, that system was great. Then they came out with the Super Nintendo Entertainment System, and this system was also great. Had better graphics than its competitor, the Sega Genesis at the time. Better sound, better games. The only thing that stopped this system from kicking the shit out of the Sega Genesis was Mortal Kombat. At the time, Nintendo was being family friendly and all that, so they censored their Mortal Kombat, and instead of blood they had sweat. Then they came out with the N64. Now this is where Nintendo started losing their way, where they started slipping up and said, hey, we can do whatever the fuck we want, all we need is a gimmick and people will buy this shit. This system came out at the same time as the PlayStation 1, which was a disc-based system, so it had more storage, better sound, more room for games, more room for music. These motherfuckers came out and said, hey, fuck it, we're gonna use a cartridge, and we're still gonna get paid. And then they said, hey, we'll give you a fucking controller that looks like a fucking Star Wars spaceship. Put an analog stick in the middle of that bitch and you'll buy it. And people did. Because we didn't know what Nintendo were up to then. You see, what Nintendo does is they come out with old ass tech and sell it to you at the same fucking price as everyone else, and they always make a profit. The other hardware manufacturers, they don't make a profit on the systems for years. I think it was 3 or 4 years before they even made any money on the Xbox. Microsoft did. Nintendo, they kicked the fucking gate open making fucking money because they use old ass tech, and they're like, fuck you, our software will sell our shit. So this is another little gem from Nintendo. The RAM pack. With the RAM pack, you could plug that into an N64 and make it almost look like a fucking PlayStation 1. Turok did look good. And like I said, the software was king on that system. Fucking GoldenEye you could not fuck with. GameCube. At this point, everybody was using DVD-ROMs. GameCube came out, they said, fuck it, we'll come out with our own disc. About the size of a quarter, fuck it. Don't need all that memory, that's bullshit. You don't need fucking sounds and graphics. We got a controller. Look at this fucking controller, what a mess. I never bought one of these. I did play quite a few times. I think I played Phantasy Star and some other RPG on this, but a mess. It's like an old ass CD player. Then they came out with the Wii, another underpowered system, but they had their gimmick right here, motion controls, The public fucking ate this shit up like hotcakes. But only the fucking uninformed, non-gaming public. I never owned one of these pieces of shit, and I never will. It was underpowered, had a gimmick controller, and people fucking loved this thing. 3DS came out. Had to get one. My favorite series of all time was on it, Monster Hunter. So I bought this shit. My hands were cramping up, had one analog stick, turned the 3D off. It was a fucking gimmick, did not need that shit. And then they said, hey, got the fucking XXL. And I bought one of those. It's like, fuck it. My fucking Monster Hunter will look better. At this point, I probably had about 300 hours into fucking Monster Hunter when this thing came out. And so I bought one. And it did fit better in the hand, but it did look like a child's toy. I never broke this shit out in front of anybody else. It looked like a fucking kid's toy. Then the Wii U. Oh shit. The next gen Wii U. Another underpowered system. Components and everything were from last gen. It came out, it was slightly more powerful than the Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3, but at that point the next systems were out, so it was a waste of fucking time. And there was their gimmick, the big ass. They said, hey, tablets are fucking in right now, we'll make a tablet controller. Oh fuck. Now they have a new 3DS, another one, a third one, and this one has actually some internal components that are new. So games that are compatible with this one won't be compatible with your older 3DS, so you have to buy another one. You have to buy this one. And they added a nipple. Look at the nipple. Yeah. Instead of going with another analog stick, they said, hey, fuck it, we'll add an analog nipple. People love nipples, fuck it. So that's why I won't be playing my favorite fucking game series. I'll be watching videos on YouTube of this shit, because I'm not fucking with Nintendo anymore. I'm done. I'm done with this shit. Fuck you, Nintendo. I'm not gonna pay you anymore. Not for this dumb shit. And I want my $20 back. I had $20 credit on that 3DS when I sold it. I want it back. Motherfuckers.